I'm a huge Spiritbox fan, and they've got a brand new song out just today called The Void. Cannot wait to hear it. Here we go. And go! It's very up-tempo. Nice. That voice. Extra guitar layers in. Oh, it's so nicely balanced. Cool. Beautiful. Guitars are surprisingly busy, low down in the mix. Or is it an electronic layer maybe? Hard to tell. Production of the drums is turning up. Cool effects. A lot of punches on that kick drum. Great rhythm. That little lead guitar part is gorgeous, bit of delay. Yes! Different lead into the chorus this time than the first one. Where are we going? Oh, that little bend up of that guitar is dope. Oh, killer gap. Hello. Haunting twist to go to. Multi-layered vocals are gorgeous. Oh, then they wait. Halftime chorus. Okay. It's a lovely sonic blend. Lots of vocal lines to it as well, overlapping. Oh, wow, what a succinct end. My goodness. Okay, alrighty. That was a song, that went so fast. I mean, it's 3 minutes, 40 seconds. But I did love it. What was interesting about that is it had three main things to it that is sort of bottled into one package. It was upbeat. It was kind of, and the drums were doing that, right? The drums was kind of dancey and vibey, but the whole thing had an atmosphere and vibe to it, which if it weren't for the drums, it'd be quite a sedate sort of song. The vocal melodies were slow, like they weren't many notes all going. The guitar layers in there were very decorative, but kind of in the layering. So it had this blend of being upbeat, but also a vibe, but also like trying to do something different, like with this kind of, I don't know, journey that went on. There's enough moments of interest from the gaps in it where the change of going into the chorus in the first chorus to the second chorus to the third, the way they set those up each time was different. But those are only really the main breaks that I was noticing. For the most part, the song kept that fast drum beat. There's a halftime drum beat in the last chorus. The busyness of that kind of blended in somehow, despite the busyness, with the overall sound of the rest of the guitars, and she was doing their voice. And actually, the most interesting thing of that song for me was the guitars. I mean, the fucking dude that writes the guitars for Spiritbox is a bit of a genius. He is just creates gorgeous riffs. The kind of soundscape he creates with all the layers that go into that is fucking gorgeous. But they also have this like more electronic lever that they're pulling these days as well, which is kind of nice and tasty. I do like that. I'm enjoying the direction they've gone in. I've liked their last EP as well. Not as captivating as I found their Eternal Blue album to be. That, I think, was an absolute masterpiece. The recent singles they came out with on the EP I thought were fantastic. This song, I think, is going to be one that doesn't necessarily hit you in the face on first listen. I loved it because I love their sound, and they just let you sit in that sound for so much of that song. But I think this is a kind of grower. I think the more you hear this song, the more this will fill a niche that you need. It reminded me a little bit in its vibe of Secret Garden. Not as killer a chorus for me as Secret Garden has, but it had that sort of upbeat tempo, but also relaxed kind of vocal delivery to it. It wasn't the most catchy chorus in the world, but again, it was the chorus vocals were sort of setting a vibe and tone that was quite subdued next to the drums or upbeat for the rest. It was interesting. It's kind of interesting mashup of kind of tones and vibes. And I loved it. And I don't know whether I loved it so much because I'm a Spiritbox fan. So I'm coming into this thing like already on board with their sound and understanding what they kind of put together. And it wasn't wildly surprising what they did with this. There were a couple of moments that caught me off guard, but it was so satisfying. And as a fan, I loved it. I thought that was fantastic. I really did. And I could hear on the first go that despite the lack of like surprising punches, there were no scream vocals in there. There wasn't like heavy breakdowns. It built and it allows you to sit in this pocket of the vibe that the song was putting together. And if you like that vibe, you fucking like the song. And I could feel that growing, and I loved it. Very nice. I'm gonna say that was, I mean, certainly above solid. Like, it could be solid. Maybe as solid as it delicious. Again, if I'm torn between two ratings, I'm going to try and err on the side of positivity. And I suspect if I weren't such a fan of Spiritbox, I'd be like, that's a solid song. I liked it. But because of how much I like their sound and what they're doing, that was delicious to me. That's how I feel about it. I found that to be delicious. There were plenty of moments in that I loved, and I can't wait to hear more of that. That was a fantastic song, as ever, from Spiritbox. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like YouTube to send you more videos like this in future, then do boop the subscribe button. If you're interested in some additional content from me and some early video access, I have a Patreon page for as little as £1 a month where you can help support the channel. Either way, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and maybe I'll see you in another video.